Hey, it's Natasha Bailey from Soul Mission. So today's video is all about how to set boundaries with an abusive or difficult family member. So in some of my videos, I have mentioned that I grew up with a mother who was suffering from a mental health problem. And this mental health problem meant that she was very narcissistic in her behavior, and I was trained and geared to please all her needs. Now, a lot of the time, she was also quite mentally, emotionally, and verbally abusive. And it was only when I left home, aged 18, and I started finding my own identity, and after the death of my English grandmother, that I realized that things needed to change in my life, in my relationships. So it was then I started my healing journey of getting in touch with the child within and needing to nurture it and protect it and keep it safe. So on this journey, I realized that I needed to set some healthy boundaries between myself and my mother, because even towards my late 20s, early 30s, she was still being quite verbally abusive to me over the telephone. Now, at this point, I was already living in another country. So in terms of my own physical safety, that was no longer an issue. So for those of you who are still living with someone with a mental health problem who is abusive, I would say check in with yourself as to whether it is safe for you to speak up for yourself in that environment, or whether it might be better to remove yourself first. This is a decision up to you. Now, as far as I was concerned, I'd already moved out of the family home, and most communication was now happening over the telephone. So I became aware that once again, my mother was being verbally abusive to me over the phone. And this is what I did. Over a period of 3 months, I very directly set consequences for my mother. So I said, don't speak to me like that. I find it offensive. If you continue to speak to me like that, I will hang up on you. And the trick then was actually to follow through on the consequence. So it took about 3 months of completely following up on what I said I was going to do and explaining my boundaries. And eventually she got the message. And indeed, now our interactions are much more peaceful, much more empathetic and gentle. And what I really want to explain to you all is sometimes you have to teach people how to treat you with respect. Now, some people you need to gauge and see if they will be able to hear what you have to say in a more gentle approach than the one I did with my own mother. But with people who are quite aggressive, you need to have a very direct, straightforward, short, and to the point approach. So I hope this video was useful for you. I would love to hear your comments and experiences of how you set boundaries with any difficult family member of yours. I think sharing this is going to be helpful for all of us. So thank you for listening, and I'm wishing you an amazing, amazing day. Much love.